We live. Van Glorious. Y'all know anything about that? As you come in, put some emotion in the chat, in the reactions, like you do every day. Every day of your life, you are emotional. You ever just wonder why? If you would like for me to answer that, you could email me at oracleoftheether@gmail.com and book with me today. Now, if you would like to know about your enemy's emotions, because that's something totally different, you can see me at PEKA69. Again, that is PEKA69 and not the kind you be doing all the time. Y'all know anything about 6ix9ine? I'm sure that somewhere down south, somebody's doing the 69 right now. You ever see a quake in the morning and wonder, what is it? Because I just seen one. I said, look at this little guy, this little bird, just sitting here listening to the music with me. You know what I'm saying? That's interesting. I think it's like 3 of them this morning. You know, you have to put the more in the ing. More ing. That morning. They like to do that over there. Come out. You've been drinking the Kool-Aid, apparently. You ever just dislike your stage name? You ever just woke up and said, why did I name myself that? I'm assuming, and you know what they say about assuming? I'm assuming that everyone with the name Little at the beginning of their name is saying, why did I do that? That was a mistake. I can't take that back. I can't relive that moment to try to report myself there. Because it might work. You ever just be in the elevator and try to project yourself somewhere? That's interesting. Grand uprising. Uprising. Grand rising. And I do mean up with the rising. Can you do that? Because word around that bedroom is you gain. What y'all doing? Oh, silly rabbit. As I look upon the chat, I see a white rabbit. The one I seen yesterday was Spangle. It wasn't white. You ever just seen a white rabbit and said, why are their eyes pink or something? What is that? It doesn't look normal. It's abnormal. You know anything about being abnormal? That's interesting. You all seen anything interesting? Because I did. Somebody said Jean Paul. Jean Paul in the building. Word around the angels is the name John is popular. We like all the Johns. Just like you. You still here? No, she left. Imagine that. What would make you want to do that? We're just shooting the breeze. You know what I'm saying? That's interesting. See any good violinists? Because I did. What y'all know about quit? Because I'm trying to find out. Word around the angels is you think you look like him. Oh, that's interesting. How does one look like DJ Quick? Is it the fro, the Jerry, or the curl? Because that's a unique kind of look. You know, that was really popular then. I know because when I was younger, I said, I just want me a boyfriend with a Jerry curl. Know anything about that? You ever just become an adult and wonder who you are? Because when you look, things ain't adding up. People just say, why are they here? That's interesting. You ever just wonder if you're off enough? You ever just be sitting there saying, what type of angel am I? Because I know I'm an angel. I just don't be saying that in front of nobody. I've mastered the art of not laughing. That's interesting. Till you ran across me. That's interesting. What y'all doing? Because I heard he was doing a lot. This is specifically yesterday afternoon at 6:01. Because word around your computer is they clocked your tea. That's interesting. You ever just be watching one of my videos and you decide you need to research something? That's interesting. He's had a bright idea. Chink. And for those that are interested, he has a light bulb moment. And just like in rare form, the man upstairs snatches it right out of my mouth. All the thoughts gone. So we're gonna move on. That's interesting. What y'all doing? Grand Rising. How you doing, miss? You don't know anything about miss? Because we do. We definitely do. Do you know the difference between M''S and MISS? ISS? They're gonna let the hop back, alright? Because I do. Bars. ever go to the store and wonder why they sell pig snout? Some places they say that that is a delicatessen, pig snout. Have you ever looked at a snout on a pig and just said, why would you eat that? It's all hairy and stuff with whiskers. A pig snout. Von Glorious. I don't know anything about being Von Glorious. Because I do. If Van Glorious had zeros attached to it, I imagine it would be infinite. Because that's how you should feel when you say it. You know what I'm talking about? That's interesting. What y'all doing? Because we know. Do you? In approximately 6,000 eons, someone is going to say to you that you need a do-over. And when you hear it, you're going to collapse. That's interesting. Because word around in YouTube streets is somebody done clocked your tea. That's interesting. Oh, yes. They've left the building. That's how you clear out a room. You know what I'm about? Y'all ain't doing it right. You ever just cleared out a room and found something? Clearing out a space and you find something. And you say, oh, this BZ didn't steal it after all. That's interesting. On that hood is, you be blaming everybody for everything. You know what I'm about? That's interesting. You ever just be sitting there in someone else's car saying, that's interesting? Because you told her that was your car. You know what I'm about? They had halfway in, halfway out anyway, so their connection was so shaky. It made me wow. You ever just been listening to BG and say, he's interesting? Because I have. Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? That's not a sound effect. You see that? That was a bird call. You know what I'm about? That's the man upstairs. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Give him the glory. You know what I'm about? You ever just look at Dodge and say, Dodge? Because that's interesting. Y'all know any Dodges? It's a nice day. You ever just see an 18-wheeler and say, I know how to drive that? That's now you know what a Class A is, right? Because I do. That's interesting. You know what I'm about? They don't be wanting to go. He left. I'm telling you, I am a professional clear rumor. Clear that rumor. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, that's the man upstairs. You see how you be giving me confirmation because y'all don't. You know what I'm talking about? He said, how many beings is residing inside of her? He is a good udent. You know what I'm about? You ever just be sitting in the car look nice? Is it real? Because a word around Chicago is you do that all the time. And they don't like you. You stare more than them ninjas. No more. What y'all doing? 69? All right. Isn't there a rapper named 6ix9ine or something like that? Dice also false que no se pato varios homes. So la fui. Parlez-vous français? Non. You ever just be doing your hook and the you world make you say something you ain't never heard before? I'm sorry. You know what I'm talking about? I'm sorry. 2004. You ever just hear someone make a whole slapper talking about movies? That's interesting. Because I have. What y'all doing? Y'all writing any good hits? It's about time we get one. What y'all doing? That's interesting. You ever just be looking at old content and realize you was the man? That's got a HIT different. That was not a poot. That was my steering wheel. Know what I'm talking about? Cause y'all be trying to play with me. So, it's interesting. That's what it is. Everything about my life is interesting. You know what I'm talking about? Snatch that thought right out of your mind. You know what I'm about? You see? I don't know if they know, but I got a hint, a clue. You know what I'm talking about? Not a cue. You know what a cue is? My readings. You know what I'm talking about? I'm trying to tell you. That's not me, that's somebody else. You said you had a car like mine, so you know what the horn sound like. You know what I'm talking about? That's interesting. You ever just be getting something to eat at one of the oddest places and you realize if they're sitting behind you, that's interesting. You say, who is that? Is that this talking in my head? That's interesting. And you just be like, I think that's Juvie, but I'm not sure. That's interesting. You know what I'm talking about? I told y'all he got good taste. Because I seen that and said, that's the man version right there. Wow, that's interesting. You ever just see matching cars and you realize one is the woman version, the other is the man's. Because word around there is you don't know the difference. You know what I'm talking about? Some people need to realize that Ethan knows what she's talking about. You know what I'm talking about? All that hemming and hawing. You heard that before? All that hemming and hawing. I don't know what you're talking about. You heard them words before? Because I definitely know you did. That's interesting. You ever seen somebody's gold chain and wonder if it's real? Because word around the hood is you be going to the beauty supply. That's interesting. Apparently, they can't tell the difference on camera. Who told you that? Because that was a lie. That's interesting. You ever just been around someone that just give all the wrong information? And you just be like, you ain't have to do all that. That's interesting. Because I heard someone say, you did it. And then somebody else said, he talking about me. Because when your brain fall clear, apparently, you can hear everything. That's interesting. You ever just been sitting in your car and realize somebody trying to play you way down there and you way up here at the top? That's interesting. You just be sitting there saying, alright. Because you don't know who's listening. Don't know about. Seems logical to me. How about you? You know, there's a saying that references common sense. Now, this is the big A. Is it common? You know what I'm talking about? So, when you look around you, preferably right now, are you the logical one in the room? Because if you are the illogical one, that means you're in the right spot. You know what I'm talking about? That's interesting. You ever just take someone's whole persona and say nobody gonna know? You ever met a dude that just swore up and down he was a celebrity? That's interesting. Because I have. In my mind and in person. That's interesting. You just ever feel potent enough to say, I am not DJ Pooh? Because that's some interesting stuff right there. You ever just realize you're a hood celebrity and you don't even know because you're somewhere else? That's interesting. Somebody said they gonna make this a movie watch. And I was like, that's interesting. You think they gonna cast me? Because that would be unique. To actually cast the person that created it. You know what I'm talking about? Because apparently y'all don't. I'm just saying. You ever just be watching The Matrix and wonder where it started? The originals. You ever just feel like you're watching reality but you don't know it? That means it's actually happening somewhere at the same time. Somewhere else. That's interesting. And you said this is sci-fi, and they say this real life, for life times. You got to. You should. I have my own names, okay, for my family. I can do it, but you can't. That's interesting. Because apparently, you believe you can fly. So, when you seen Buster dangling little dude over the side of that building, did you say, I wish a ninja would? Because apparently, they did. You don't know about. But they don't know that yet. Because them is them Ers. H-I-T-T. You ever just ran into a real one and said, I'm about to cross the street? Because I haven't. Not me. Word around your hood is you do it every day. Seems like you've been studying Phil Molana lingo. Apparently, you just realized it's a real place. You ever just thought somebody was a genius and wanted to say happy birthday? Because I have. How can you impersonate someone and you don't know their birthday? Seems idiotic. It's not logical. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Because he don't. Oh, we have some action in the comments. It is funny. You know what I'm talking about? He do. Everything around there funny. His shoes, them glasses, that hat, life, car. It's funny. Not iffy, but funny. You ever just see someone and you say, their car don't match their life? That's interesting. Because if you still skirting around in a buck L, you smart. You know what I'm talking about? Because he don't think you is. I said a buck L, not a buck L. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Because he don't. He's still here. You don't know I'm talking about him, y'all, so just give him a minute. I seen something interesting with Jim, Jones. Because apparently, every time you look it up, you get some Anglo-Saxon. That's interesting. You ever just see someone and say, what type of angel is he? Because I know he is. Because I have. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Them Shaktis is a trip. Apparently they is. They be tripping all the time. I know so. They is a trip and a half. You ever had one of those? Because I haven't. Somebody found out they can't do what they think somebody else doing, apparently. You know what I'm talking about? You ever just realize you just made a mistake? Because I have. You're just sitting there wondering if the man upstairs is going out this because you know you upped up. Because I apparently everybody in the room has to, because that's how it be. He just put us all together in one room sometimes. Apparently somebody was wondering, was 3 of those R's, H-I-T-T, in the room was gonna say something? Because apparently he knew that it was cameras, so y'all wasn't gonna do nothing. No. Prayers. Something was that about. You can email me at oracleoftheether@gmail.com. I'm gonna get you them rears. You know what I'm talking about? Because I do. Apparently. So, let's see. Oh, Lane. That's interesting. See, Lane, do you know anything about staying in yours? You know what I'm talking about? Because we see you swerve and enter into someone else's section. You know what I'm talking about? Because somebody wants to know if you got your L's from Sears. Y'all remember that one? You ever just be wondering why they give someone their license? You ever just be looking at them and saying, how you passed the test? And my brother took it 6 times. You ever just go into a professional establishment and realize that you talk too much? Because I haven't. I'm not about that life. I know what I'm talking about. You walk past somebody and they think you got on oil or perfume or something. You ever just walk into a room and everybody turn around? And you surveying the room trying to see how many want something? Them is unique ninjas right there. Because they don't give not one ox. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Oh, let me. Oh, nope, that's natural right there. You see that ombre there? You see that ombre? Now you have a visual of how to blend. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Because apparently she don't. It's ombre effects. It's like a melt. You ever seen a triple fade? Because I have. I used to do them. Real spill. No cap. I used to do them. You ever just seen a real triple ball fade? Like a real one? Because apparently we know you haven't. So that's just that on that. Oh, Ether used to be a barber. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Yeah. In one of the best eras. I didn't have to deal with all this ruckus, riffraff, and thugging. I didn't have to. When I went into the establishment, it was a well-known black BLACK entrepreneur that was successful. That was the owner. He was the man. Y'all know what I'm talking about? You ever just look at somebody and say, I know why he got so many kids? Because I have. And then when you get like 56, you be sitting there wondering why you had all them kids. Because I haven't. Word around the YouTube streets is that's a popular topic. Y'all know what I'm talking about? You ever just seen a celebrity that is successful and he got an entire family? And you be like, wow. Seems like what they teach you in the hood is not correct, apparently. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Because he don't. Ever just seen somebody that's little and wonder why they on the news? That's a unique name you have, sir. Because I'm like, that's not promising there. There's nothing about that that is promising. I ain't the one to gossip, but that, she said, his being so small, we know why they call him that. Ping. It was a fizzle pop. It was an explosion. You know what I'm talking about? You know, you hear a ping. You could ping something, someone sitting in their car right now. You know what I'm talking about? You can ping them. Seems like y'all realizing how important it is to be internet savvy and tech-wise. Because it's two different things. You know what I'm talking about? The internet and tech. Because I do. You ever just start to realize what engineers are all about? You ever just wonder what the job title for an engineer is? Because I have. Apparently. We have different kinds. You know, I said that I was professional and thorough. You see how they do that? I said Professor Ethereal. You know what they said? He might cut it off, y'all, but it's all right. Listen. He said, don't call yourself that. And I said, why? Apparently, you have to have a certain education level. Book smarts, as you like to say. You actually have to go to a university to get that title. Oh, now we're on one accord. Now you all realize the difference between the college and the university, because he didn't. So I said, all right, I'm not gonna do it. Because they be getting all B-U-T-T hurt. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Because he do. He most certainly definitely do. Y'all know what I'm talking about? You know, you ever just be talking and hear something interesting? Apparently, Easy does it. How he knows that? Because his whole life has been hard. That's what he tells everybody. But it's not true. Now you know the difference between me and you. That is it.